What's happening? Right now, want to speak on something called, being dominated by fear, being ruled by fear. And that might not look. Ooh, there's another damn power tower right there. Wow. Being ruled by fear. It really looks like this. It looks like someone who worries a lot. They don't realize it, but they're given over to a spirit of fear. And with worry comes fear and doubt. You know what I'm saying? And it will lead to complaining, which complaining is a side effect of worrying. So you're complaining about things that you cannot change. You're striving, you're fighting to change things that you cannot control. So therefore, you start to complain. And then when you're complaining isn't like when people like ignore you too much, then it turns into anger. You know what I'm saying? And then anger turns into fighting, into railing and blaming, the blame game. And then that is not the spirit of forgiveness. That is not a good and true spirit there. You know what I'm saying? And this is a spirit of control. When you're fearful, you can when you know someone's fearful, they're going to do one of these three things. They're going to fight, they're going to flight, or they're going to freeze. You know what I'm saying? And if someone's quick to anger and complain and blame, you can make them fight very easily just by aggravating their worry and their fear. What you do is you give them something to confirm their fear and reassure their worry is placed well, and they will take that and run with it, and then start to, attack people around them. It's crazy how these things work, how they're all connected, and it is the spirit of fear, and it's the opposite of love, because through fear, then you get this complaining, then you feel offended. Now all of a sudden you're in a spirit of non-forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're in the spirit of judging others for things but not judging yourself for the things you're doing, judging others for the things they do, while excusing yourself and giving yourself a pass because of perceptions. It's like this. Like, there's been a few people who met me and they said they thought I was rude, and I was like, what do you mean I was being rude? I didn't perceive, I wasn't trying to be rude. They just perceived I was rude, and I wasn't being rude. It was just your perception of me. You thought I was being rude when I was not even aware that there was even a conflict even at all. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just your ethnic background and the culture you grew up in. There's different customs that maybe some of us are unfamiliar with. So when we don't engage in your custom, you take it as rudeness. No, it's just ignorance of your custom. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, to give people personal space, not to grill them in the eyes, you know what I'm saying, and impose yourself upon people is respectful. But other people take that as rudeness, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about perception. Just like, you can see, you could be mad at someone who's in the spirit, who's dominated by fear, who's ruled by fear. You can feel kind of pity on them, because it's like, dude, you're in a hell, you're in a box. You can't see past your worry. And since now that's making you doubt things, now you're getting afraid. You know what I'm saying? Now you're getting angry. Now you're lashing out. Now you're doing the blame game. You're looking for anyone to blame, man, for all these painful things that we're all going through. But I mean, this, like I said, this is a bad spirit. You got to start with yourself. You got to say, man, my attitude is contributing much to this problem. The way I'm handling these problems is not helping it. It's making it worse. It's agitating it. It's not cutting the fuel. It's adding fuel. You know what I'm saying? And you got to recognize these things. And by being brave, you got to step out of this fear, because people get comfortable in the fear. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever been scared before, you get a rush and exhilaration. You get a little bit of adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? If your day's been very boring, you know what I'm saying? You can cause a big change in your environment and atmosphere by just seeding it with all this spirit of fear that led to anger and complaining and misery. Because, I mean, listen, if you do give in to your fear and your worries, you will be miserable. You know what I'm saying? You will feel pain. Whether your pain is just in your mind or not, it's the pain is still there. You're feeling pain, but it's brought about a lot of the times by our own lack of understanding and a lack of awareness and misperceptions. You know what I'm saying? Of things. So it's like when I catch myself feeling fearful or getting this worry, I mean, there's plenty to be fearful about and worried about. I mean, but you can't let that fact rule you to the point where it totally shuts you down, you freeze, or you fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? Because it might not be the right time for fight or flight. It's like the wicked flee when